What's up, fam? How you guys doing today? NeoNest007 here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys everything that you want to know when you're beginning out on Warframe, and maybe a bunch of things that you haven't known, even if you've been playing it for a little while. So first we're going to start off with one of the most important things as for a brand new person starting out in this game. If you guys look at the top left of the screen, where it says all those numbers right there. It has 20 million credits, and then it has 6,900 platinum. Platinum is the premium currency in the game. You guys are going to start off with about 50 platinum, and it is recommended by majority of the community that you guys do not spend that platinum on anything other than more Warframe slots. So these are all of your Warframes, and I don't have any doubles. I have the regular versions, the prime versions, but basically these are all currently all the Warframes that are in the game right now. When you first start playing the game, you're only going to be able to have 2 Warframes. That 50 platinum that you get when you start off is going to wind up making it so that you could have up to 4. Having 4 Warframes in the beginning of the game is awesome because there's so many different things that these Warframes are capable of to help you out in different areas, and you're definitely going to want to have a few different Warframes instead of just 1 or 2. It's going to allow you to get further in the game faster at, like, a much lower mastery rank. As far as platinum goes, you guys, don't worry about the platinum in the very beginning. The game is going to give you a lot of really cool things. If you walk into market or anything like that, they're going to show you all this really cool stuff that's going to make you like, oh, well, I've got enough platinum that I can buy that. Don't do it. Most of the things in the game, like 98% of everything in this game, you can earn in the game. You don't need the platinum. I can teach you how to make more platinum in the future. There's a series that I'm putting out every possible way in serious detail of how you guys can make platinum, because right now what's going on is YouTube is loaded with all these how to make platinum videos in Warframe, and none of them are doing justice. I mean, I can't say all of them, but I've seen a lot of platinum videos, and they're really just kind of a waste of time, because you guys have all these videos to watch. You tell me you watch them, you still come back into my stream, and you're like, I have no idea how to make platinum. So I'm going to make a series that's going to end all that. I'm literally going to go into the most amount of detail a person possibly could, so that by the time you guys are done watching each one of these videos in the Platinum series, you will see everything will look like Platinum to you. You will know how to make Platinum without a doubt in this game. The second thing you guys want to consider is that when you're starting off in Warframe, it's going to give you 3 different frames to choose from: Excalibur, Mag, and Vault. And each one of these Warframes has their own different styles. Excalibur, just think like the sword Excalibur. He's a well-rounded Warframe. He yields a sword, and he's just really, really awesome. He's very balanced, and he's an awesome frame to play. Mag, think like mage. Think like magic and stuff like that. Mag is an awesome Warframe. She was my starter Warframe, and I've loved her ever since. She went through a bunch of nerfs, and then they buffed her, and now she has one of the strongest abilities in the game. And although she doesn't play like many of the veterans wish she did, for those of you guys that are new, I just want you to know that Mag has now become a fantastic choice to choose again. Vault is a really cool Warframe. Think like electricity and speed. Vault basically has the ability to make you run at what seems like Mach speed in the game, and your teammates as well if they're within a certain proximity of you. He's also yielding a lot of electricity. Like, Vault basically can electrocute a lot of things in the game. Awesome, awesome Warframe. He's very cool. He's also a very well-rounded Warframe. The best advice that I can give you guys as far as which one you should pick the one, honestly, that looks coolest to you first. Second, pick the one that you think you're going to enjoy playing more. Like I showed you guys before, with all the choices that you can choose in this game to have different Warframes, you're not going to be using whatever your starter frame is in the long run. I mean, maybe you will, but you're going to go through a lot of other frames, especially since Mastery Rank is a big deal in the game. Now, I'm going to state this now so that you guys understand before you get into the game and people with higher Mastery Ranks than you try to shit on you. Your Mastery Rank only unlocks things for you in the game. It does not mean that you're actually good at the game or that you have any idea of what you're talking about. So for those of you that are playing this game and you bump into people that have higher mastery ranks, just because their mastery rank is there, yes, maybe they've played the game a lot, but that does not mean that they've learned anything about it. So just keep that in mind. Your mastery rank does not equal your skill in this game. Ultimately, what you guys want to do in the beginning is you want to get into your navigation system here, and you just want to start going through the missions on the planets that you have unlocked. So basically just go here. If any of these planets are locked, they're going to have little lock symbols on them. But basically you just want to follow the path and just start going through missions, unlocking more, and getting yourself further through the planets. And just start completing as many things as you possibly can. The more you guys go through these planets, the more you unlock, the more missions you do, the more you're going to be able to get your mastery rank up. Also, we might as well go over mastery rank now. It is very important that you guys focus on getting your mastery rank up. I have a video I will link in the description below. It's the best strategies for you to rank up in Warframe, the best ways for you guys to get your mastery rank up. That's going to be linked in the description below. But basically, like I said, you guys just want to find planets, run through them, you want to get weapons, you want to rank up your weapons to 30, and then if you don't like the weapon, get rid of it. The biggest piece of advice that I can give you guys is don't judge a weapon until it has reached level 30. By the time a weapon reaches level 30, that's really when the weapon's playing at par. And what I mean by that is, when you have a weapon and it's unranked, the weapon's going to feel like crap. Maybe it looks cool, and maybe you like the way it moves and stuff, but for the most part, that weapon isn't doing anything for you. Once it gets to 30, though, that weapon's going to be at par. It's going to be at like an even playing field. But if you want to make that weapon really OP, and you want that weapon to just be like, you know, the best thing that's ever happened to you, you can do that. You can make any weapon in this game really powerful. At least powerful enough to carry you through all the missions in the solar system. So whatever you do, knowing that, just don't judge a weapon or a Warframe until you get it to 30. Then you can kind of see, once it's at par, do you like it, do you not like it? And then you could figure out whether or not from there you want to put more effort into making that weapon even better. But what you really want to do is you want to take all the weapons that you don't like, get them to 30, and then throw them out, or like sell them, or do whatever. Just get rid of those weapons, because you're also limited on weapon slots. But that's not a challenge either. I'll be able to teach you guys in the future how you guys are going to be able to get more weapon slots, as well as more Warframe slots in that Platinum series. Before I go any further, if any of this was helpful to any of you guys, please drop a like on the video and definitely subscribe to the channel, as we're going to have a lot more Warframe content coming out. Also, subscribe over on Twitch, as I'm partnered with DE and they give me platinum codes to give out to you guys that I don't make random. I actually let you guys earn these things, and I can get into more detail on that in stream. But moving along, you guys want to take a look over here at your codex. So now that you've picked your Warframe, you know what you're doing, and you're going through missions, what do you do now? Like, the game isn't necessarily going to tell you exactly what to do verbatim, so I'm going to tell you. Go over here to Codex. Take a look at Vor's Prize. This is the first one that you want to complete. Shortly after this, I believe Once Awake is the next quest that you're going to get, and I believe by the time you reach Master Rank 2, you'll unlock Howl of the Kubro. You'll be able to do that quest too. I'll get back to that in a second. That's going to unlock your Incubator. But getting Master Rank 2 and completing Howl of the Kubro is going to unlock your Incubator. But once you're in your Codex, all you want to know is this is where you go to pick your mission. So Vor's Prize should be the first one. Click on Vor's Prize. It's going to tell you how far you've completed Vor's Prize. If you haven't completed it at all, just click on it, and ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to have it selected. So now when you go to your navigational system, there's going to be something up here. I don't have any quests active or ones that I haven't completed yet, but you will. You'll have some of these up here. So find where it says quests, go into that, and basically just click on it, and it's going to take you right to the level or whatever it is that you have to beat at that moment in time. And just start going through your quests. That's going to help you advance further along in the game. Just remember to keep doing that. Every time you beat a quest, check your codex again, start another quest up, and while you're doing that, just keep going through different missions on Earth. You want to just ultimately be able to get through all these planets that are here on the solar system. You want to have all of them unlocked, and you just want to work on doing that. The next thing that would be really helpful for you guys as a new player to Warframe is your chat boxes. So down here, I'm a part of an alliance, and I have my own clan. So right here is a clan, and then we have alliance. If you guys are new to the game, you're not going to have those until you get into a clan, or maybe a clan that has an alliance. You guys are going to have these. You're going to have region, recruiting, and trading. Trading is where you trade all of the stuff that you got in the game so you can get more platinum, which we'll get into that again in the future. But for now, you guys want to focus on recruiting and region. Region is where you ask questions about the game. Nothing related to trading, you will get booted. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions about the game, all you have to do is just type them into region, and somebody should be here to help answer your question. If you have anything that you need help with, go into recruiting. Type into recruiting, like, you know, let's say you're trying to get experience or you're trying to get XP. Just type in XP farm and then put a number at the end of it, like you can see all these people are doing here. What that number means is you've just tagged your thing. You could put any number, it doesn't matter. That number is going to be the one that you make up, and it's unique to you. So basically, other people are going to see that you said XP farm, and let's say you did 000. So anybody that wants to join you on an XP farm is going to now type into recruiting 000, and all you have to do is find their name on this list right here. You could actually click the bumper in, and then, you know, find their name even faster. And just click on their name, and basically just, it's going to have an invite here. You just want to invite them. If you can invite them here, here's a silly little trick that I really want Warframe to fix, but you can go into here, your navigational system, and while you're in your navigational system here, when you go into that, and you click on somebody's name, now it says invites. Sometimes it doesn't say it when you're not in your nav system, but that's just so you guys are aware. Be in your navigational system, you'll be able to do the whole invite people, you know, into your game stuff, and then you guys can basically just, you know, farm XP, or if you need help with anything in this game, and I'm not streaming for you to come down and just, you know, I could just, like, have people help you out with stuff, or I can have you join my game and I can help you out with stuff. You guys can totally just do the whole recruiting thing, and people will be able to help you out. Another thing that's really important that you guys want to know is resources. Now, as you guys are going to go through the game, and you'll see this in a little bit, you're going to pick up blueprints and things that you'll build in your Foundry, and again, I'll get into that in a second, but if you go over here and you press the right thumbstick, it's basically going to come up with your resources. These are all the resources that are going to be found on Earth. The higher the resource is, the more it's going to drop, and the lower the resource is, the less it's going to drop. But basically, these are where you find certain resources. So when you get items that you want to build in your Foundry, and it says you need certain kinds of resources, this is how you figure out what planets have certain resources. So we'll go over to Venus right here, we'll click this in, and boom, alloy plate, polymer bundle, etc. This is just how you know where you're going to be able to find those resources. This is an important thing, how fusion works. So just so you guys are aware, when you pick up mods in this game, these mods are extremely, extremely important. If you've ever seen any of my community challenge videos, those are a lot of fun. Links are in the description below. But if you've ever seen my community challenge videos, you guys basically give me these ridiculously impossible challenges. And it's not because the challenges are impossible, like, per se. It's because what you tell me about the challenge is, I can't have any mods on. Just so you are aware, mods are what make your skill in this game. You could be the worst player in the world, but if you have your mods maxed out, your Warframes formatted, and they're all set and good to go, you're going to look like one of the best Warframe players in the entire world. So basically what you want to know how to do is you want to know how to upgrade your mods so that you can do that. So here we're going to take a baiting link. It's just any old mod. I'm going to throw it up here into start fusing into selected mod. And I'm going to use my bumpers, and I'm just going to say, all right, it's at rank 0. It's going to go to rank 1. If you guys look, it has little circles underneath it. Now I'm at max rank, and it's got a blue line that went across the bottom of the mod. That's how you know the mod is maxed. But basically what's happening is I have the ability to rank this mod up. And if you look to the right of the screen where it says rank 1 fusion cost, it's going to show 30 endo, and then it's going to show 1,400 credits. And I can hit the X button and apply fusion and be able to rank my mod up. Or I could take it up to rank 2, which is going to cost 90 endo, 4,300 credits. Or I could do max rank, and it's going to take it to 210 endo, and it's going to take it to 10,000 credits. Now, just so you're aware, this mod only has 3 possible ranks to it. When you get into when you get into mods that have like a 10 count, let me look at I'm trying to find a gold one for you guys so you can see it, because the golds are a lot more endo than the silvers, and the silvers are a lot more than the bronzes. But here, just for F's sake, let's just take a bronze anyway. So here I'm gonna put, no, I don't want to put that into it. All right, you know what's going on? I already had a mod in there, and it thinks I wanted to take that one mod. It thinks I wanted to take the bronze mod and put it into the first gold mod that I put up there. That's something you guys don't want to do. That is a throwaway right there. Unless you have a ridiculous amount of extra mods. Like this, I have 387 of these. It says it in the top left of that screen. So basically, I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to put it up here into Start Fusion. And now watch, as I rank up, look at how much more expensive this gets. To put this to rank 10, it's going to cost 10,000 Endo. If this were a Gold mod, this would cost 40,000 Endo. Endo is your best friend in this game. Endo can only be picked up in doing missions, and certain missions will drop a lot more Endo than others, but ultimately, you guys want to pick up all the Endo that you possibly can. And as far as your credits go, if you see, it costs almost $500,000 in credits. Link is in the description below. I have a video out for you guys. You can check it out. The best strategies possible in the game right now for you guys to be able to make all the credits that you need in this game. So, moving on from this, what's really important for you guys to know is about alerts. I want you to keep your eyes on these all the time. Every time you come in and out of a mission, just bumper over here to alerts and see what's going on. See, right now we have a Seeking Fury that's up. That means that if you went and did this alert, and I wouldn't recommend this if you're brand new to the game, your main focus is to just keep ranking yourself up and keep leveling everything that you can. But if you're not brand new to the game, you definitely want to start doing these and getting all these mods that you possibly can, because even if it's a mod that you don't want or you don't need or anything like that, you can sell that for platinum. And all it took was one mission, you went and got the mod, and as soon as the alert's over and nobody could do it anymore, you could start selling it to whoever might have missed it. And you probably can do that for like the next couple of weeks, because these things don't always pop up every day or every other day. Sometimes you might get lucky and you might see this pop up again in like the next 24 hours, but then after that, who knows? It might be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 or more. We don't know when these things are going to pop up. It's totally random, but go do them, get the mods, and then some of the mods, I'll make a video in the future. I'm actually looking to make really soon in the future about how, what mods are very important for you to have. But that's going to be coming out in the future. Keep your eyes out for that. And again, subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And definitely drop a like on this video, you guys. Hopefully this is helping you guys out. And that's all I ask for is a subscribe and a like, because you guys are amazing and I don't want to like make this hard for you. So, okay, getting out of mods and stuff like that. The other thing that I want to say that would be really helpful for you guys would be, there is an app, or a couple of different apps you can get. One of them, the one that I use, is called Warframe Alerts, and another one that I hear everybody else use is just the Warframe app. Now, I know with the Warframe app, you can actually go into your Foundry and start building things when you're not even on your PC or your computer or whatever. But basically, you could just go into the app. If you have stuff in your Foundry and you have the resources, you can go through everything in your Foundry and start building stuff when you're not even on your, when you're not even playing the game. Warframe Alerts I really enjoy because basically I have my Warframe Alerts programmed to like make my phone go off if there's a certain alert that I'm looking for that has a certain prize. Like if an Orokin Catalyst or an Orokin Reactor pops up, my phone's going to let me know. And I'm usually going to know about 5 minutes in advance before the actual alert pops up. But you can have that set for anything. Any of those mods that would pop up in an alert. Just anything here. You can have your phone go off and let you know when any of these pop up. Any weapons that might pop up, any blueprints for weapons, or any blueprints for cosmetic stuff, like helmets and stuff for your Warframes, you can set your app so that that will pop up for you, and you'll be informed whenever you can go get one of those. The next thing I want to show you guys is over here in the market. Now, over here in the market, this is where you're going to be able to get yourself blueprints, you're going to be able to get yourself weapons, warframes, you're going to be able to get yourself colors. There's so much stuff in here, and I just want to run through it really fast. If you guys want, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a video that goes into way more about this. But ultimately, just running through it really quick, you got deluxe skins, your Cyandanas, your armor sets, all this stuff right here, it's all cosmetics. Don't waste your money on any of this. When you first start playing Warframe, focus on playing the game and leveling yourself up. Once you know how to make a lot of platinum and stuff like that, go ahead. Like, I love cosmetics. I love them so much. Like, I own almost all the cosmetics in the game at this time. I love having the ability to dress my Warframes up and make them look however I want them to look. But realistically, this game is absolutely amazing. I, for one, have not spent a single penny on it, but I did get myself partnered with DE, and I support the living crap out of this game. So I'm not telling you guys don't spend money. I'm telling you guys you don't have to. This game is definitely not a pay to win or a pay to play. This game is a pay to speed things up. That's 100% what this game is. So if you guys at any point feel like you just want the game to be moving a little bit faster, or you just want some more stuff from the game, then go ahead and consider maybe paying for something in the game. But ultimately, I'm telling you right now, I don't ever want to see you guys telling me that you spent money for resources. The smartest thing that you can do instead of buying resources is to go and buy yourself a booster. The smartest thing you guys can do is go buy yourself a booster. So over here we got a 3-day resource booster, 7-day, and a 30-day resource booster. Buy these and then go get your resources. But for you to just go and buy resources in here, that is the only thing I don't want to see. You guys can buy all the cosmetics you want. You can buy all the colors you want. Just any of that stuff. But if you start buying resources, you are burning your money in front of your face. You are literally like burning money in front of your government. It is just not a good thing to do. Weapons are really important. You want to start going through your weapons. What's really cool about this is all these right here, these 3 sections, you guys are going to be able to buy these weapons, or at least the blueprints for them, and not all of them are going to cost platinum. So over here, this says 2,500 credits, right? So this one over here, let's see, the burst in, this says 120 platinum, but if I bumper over here, now it's 1,500 credits. Don't be tricked or don't be confused about the way that it's all laid out and stuff. You definitely want to be buying this stuff with credits, 100% credits, because the more platinum you can keep in your pocket, the more fun stuff you can get yourself later. Now, for when you guys get further along in the game, we're going to take a look at, this is where you go ahead and get yourself colors. These color palettes, because the game starts you off with kind of a limited amount of color, but you got all these color palettes to choose from, and honestly, my personal favorite is the Infested and the Classic Saturated. Now you see we have Classic, Saturated. If you guys were like, Neo, what color palette would you recommend most? Like, what's the first one I should get? If you're asking me to recommend one, it's Classic Saturated, because this one has the largest variety of different colors in it. Whereas these other ones, as you can see, like this fire right here, it's really just a bunch of different shades of orange and yellow. If you look at the ice over here, it's really just a whole bunch of different shades of like blue and white and like blue to white or whatever. But at least if you buy Classic Saturated, you have all these different color options to get. So that's the first one if you were ever gonna, if you were ever looking to buy a color palette in the beginning to juice up your Warframes, that's the one I would recommend is Classic Saturated, because it's very diverse in color. So this is really cool. This is something that I get a lot of you guys asking on stream, and I'm just gonna go over it right now so that you guys can see what it's all about. But press the start button, go into your options right here, and you guys are basically gonna be able to take a look at the way that I have my options laid out, just so you're aware, like, oh, how come when you play the game it looks like this, but when I play it doesn't? Because I messed around with all my options in the beginning of the game, so I'm just going to lay this out for you guys to see that this is what my options look like. Make sure that you go through each one of these, because each one of these is going to have a big difference. I remember one of them was like melee auto-targeting, or something like align attacks to camera. It was one of these that was just like irritating me when I was playing the game, and I'm glad that they had the option to turn it off. So we're taking a look at gameplay. Here's a little trick, by the way, for like platinum or maybe finding people to play with. I actually live on the East Coast, but I'm constantly jumping back and forth between East and West, especially if I'm trying to trade something. If nobody's biting on anything that I'm trying to trade in the East Coast, I'll jump over to West Coast. And then I'll sit here for like a couple of minutes, and if no bites, I'll jump right back to East Coast. And I'll just go back and forth and just keep, jumping back and forth between each ones of these. Legacy color palettes, I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat that me personally, I think the game looks totally different with this on. And I don't think it looks better. So I'm just going to throw this out there. If your game doesn't look the way color-wise that you want it to, try messing around with legacy color palettes. I think that might change it up for you. Third thing we're looking at is the chat over here. This is what I got my chat options laid out to. You guys can see at the bottom I got these colors right here for emojis. Like, you can basically change these to like any color that you want, which I think is really awesome. Fourth thing we're looking at is the HUD over here, and this is how I have it all laid out. Now, when I'm shooting some of my Warframe videos, you guys might have noticed I don't have a HUD or anything like that. This is where I went to turn it off. So I just messed around with this. I turned my HUD off. A lot of you guys are always asking about how do you get your teammates' names on the side of the screen, the right side. This is the one, show teammate names. That's how you get to see like everybody that's in your squad, what their health is and how much energy they have and all that stuff that's going on. Fifth thing we're going to look at is displaying. The most common question that I get when I'm streaming is, how do you have the color coming off of your weapons? Or how do you have the trail coming off of your weapons? Well, it's over here in display, and it's called Constant Weapon Trail. And I'd also recommend throwing on Weapon Elemental Effects, because that's also going to make your weapons look really cool too. And then finally, we have the audio options that I have going on. Now, as you guys can see, I turned Ordis off a long time ago. I got so tired of hearing him speak. And then it's over a year now that I've had him turned off, and I can still hear his voice in my head. Like, everything he says. And it's, I don't. But now that they have this new Ordis lore that came out into the game, it's almost like I might just have to turn it back on to see if there's anything else that he says. But for the most part, you guys, this is what the options look like. Moving on to the next thing we're going to take a look at, just so you guys know what this is Conclave. This is where you go to do, like, player versus player stuff. And they have Annihilation, which is 1 versus all, 4v4 in Team Annihilation, and Cephalon Capture, which is 4v4. And then we have Lenaro. Lenaro is kind of like Space Lacrosse, or maybe like Space Ninja Rocket League style stuff. I don't know, everybody calls it, like, Rocket League, and I just kind of... I mean, like, I don't know, you could say that about freaking any sport, but I just don't see this as Rocket League. I think it's more like Space Lacrosse, Lenaro, but it's really awesome. It's a lot of fun and definitely cool when you get a bunch of people together to play it. But just so you guys are aware, that's where Conclave is. So the next thing we're going to take a look at, like I mentioned prior, is the Incubator. Now, this Incubator right here usually has my cat in it, or usually has my Kubro in it, but Kubro's like getting messed up. So you guys can actually have pets in the game. You can have dogs and cats. This would be the cat. This is called a Kavat. But you guys can also have Kubros. And that's why you want to do the Howl of the Kubro quest. The Howl of the Kubro quest, basically the further you get through it, the more you're going to unlock to being able to have your Incubator on your ship unlocked and being able to actually have a Kubro or a Kavat. So keep that in mind for those of you guys that are looking to have a furry little companion with you. The next thing we want to take a look at is the Foundry. Now, over here in the Foundry, this is where when you go to the market and you purchase your blueprints for your weapons or your warframes or anything like that, this is where they're going to be. You're basically going to have all these different parts and stuff like that that you can go and start building. And like I said earlier, each one of these requires resources. For the Nezha chassis that we're on right now, it says I'm going to need 2 Morphics, I'm going to need 3,200 ferrite, I'm going to need 1 argon crystal, 600 rubido. You just, all these are going to have different resources, so that's how you know. We already went over how to find the resources, but this is how you know which ones you're going to need to build the parts. It's going to be right there on the blueprints. And then all you're really going to do is just click on the blueprint and say, yeah, you want to start building the blueprint. You're also going to have all these different, like, options over here. So this is my in progress or done. This is ready to build. Warframes, primary, secondary, melee, Arcwing, Sentinel, Landing Craft. You guys get the point. But this is where all of your stuff is going to be. Just, you can scroll through all this stuff and find out what it is that, you know, like, you want to start building. But basically, this is where everything's going to pop up for you. If you buy with Platinum a Warframe or a weapon from the market, that is going to go right into your arsenal. It's not going to be in your Foundry over here. It's only when you buy blueprints or you complete missions and you get blueprints for stuff that they're going to wind up here in your Foundry. And your Foundry is going to wind up being like your second half. It's going to become your best friend. You're going to be using this Foundry like throughout your entire career playing Warframe. So let's take a look at the arsenal over here. Just so you guys are aware, this is where you're going to be able to customize your warframes, you're going to be able to customize your builds and your loadouts and everything like that. If you look up here, the first thing it says is, you know, where your warframe is, and it says A for equip. So I can equip any one of these warframes right here. Alright, and let's just go down to Titania. Or Titania. I don't even know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I think it's Titania, but I have no idea. So anyway, this is our Killer Fairy Warframe. Now the second option it's going to give us is Y for upgrade. Now basically what this is this is going to tell us, and I don't know if I'm done building her yet. I mean, I kind of really like the way that she plays right now, but this might actually be the build that I wind up using. But as you guys can see, just about all these mods are totally maxed, and FYI, I have a max fleeting expertise, and it's not a matter of that I didn't form it again. It's actually a matter of, so you guys are aware, you don't always want to max your mods out, because I have an extra fleeting expertise that is maxed out, or this is actually my extra, and I only wanted it to be rank 3. And I can go into more detail in other videos, but just so you know, keep in mind that you may not always want to max out all of your mods. Some of them you definitely do, because there's no real good reason, but the ones that have the negative, like this has a plus power efficiency, but it's minus duration, those are the ones you want to keep an eye on, and you may not want to max out entirely. But that right there is where you actually can take a look at your builds, and over here, the next thing we have is appearance. Now, this is what most of you guys, I think, are going to care more about in the beginning. So right here, you got your helmets, you got your stances, you got your attachments. You guys just mess around with all this stuff. So the Pyrocyanidana, you can see it's that flame thing coming out of her back that I got on right there. Pakal chest plate is the chest plate that she's wearing on her chest. And just all this really cool stuff. You get to choose your colors and all that, and just customize it as much as you want. Your Regalia, this is a big thing for those of you that are gonna look into syndicates and stuff like that. And by the way, syndicate video in its fullest detail and every single thing you'd want to know about your syndicates, which I really recommend you guys get into syndicates. Get into your syndicates as soon as you can. But this is where you would change your Regalia for your syndicates and stuff like that. So I'd go right here to Hyena Sigil, and I'd check whatever syndicate that I'd want to start ranking up in and stuff. This is because I've already completed them. You guys aren't going to have this many options when you first start playing, but ultimately this is just another part of customizing and how you get to be able to, being able to put your syndicate sigils on. So backing out of here, this is important too, guys. Take a look at this right trigger. When you're brand new to the game, this may not be too big of a deal to you, and when your Warframe's not even ranked up, you're not going to be able to see all of this. But as your Warframe ranks up, you're going to start unlocking new abilities for your Warframe, and you're going to be able to take a look at what they do. Now, I can view this with my mods on, which is what this is telling me what my stats are with my mods on. If I hit the X button here, it's going to tell me without any mods. This is the base of what the frame does. Like, this is what Titania does without any mods on her. And then I click X again, and boom, this is what she looks like with all my mods on. Yay, everything's green. That means I built it good. That's actually not really what it means, but green is still pretty good. So next thing is, we're going to have the same thing here for all the weapons and the companions. You're going to have your A slot to equip to whatever weapon. You're going to have your Y for your builds, and you're going to have your X for your appearance. So you're going to be able to basically customize your weapons every which way you possibly want to. And same thing with your, like I said, companions and all that sort of stuff. The one last thing that I forgot to go over is taking a look at your ship. So you press the start button, you go into equipment, and all the way at the bottom down here, you guys are going to have your landing craft. So here you can customize the interior of your landing craft and change the colors on the inside. You can place decorations if you bought noggles, or like you got anything that you can place down on your ship. Remove decorations, customize your displays. Displays are like the pictures that I have hanging up around my ship. Select landing craft if you wind up in the future getting, different landing crafts as we become selected, and then customizing your landing craft. We'll go into this really quick, but this is basically where you could just change the colors around for your ship, and you could see what it looks like. This is where you would choose like different skins for your ship, so you could see what it looks like with like all these different skins on and everything, and they're taking a minute to load, but yeah, you guys, basically, that's about it. That wraps it up. If you guys found this video helpful, please drop like 1 billion likes on this video, but make sure it's an odd number so that the like stays there, right? Because that's like, unlike, like. Yeah, make sure it's like an odd number if you click that like button like crazy. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you could just please drop a like on the video, and definitely subscribe, as there's going to be a lot more Warframe content coming out in the future. Just so you guys are aware, I already have videos on syndicates like I mentioned before. So you guys can be able to check out your syndicates and see like how to work them, how to build them up and stuff like that. I have videos out for ranking up your Warframes. Descriptions, links are in the description below. Videos on how to unlock your relic segments, which I didn't even wind up going over yet, but you guys will get to that point eventually in the game. How to unlock your relic segment, and then how to farm for credits. Link is also in the description below. Also, if you guys are interested in seeing Warframe superhero builds to see how you make your Warframes look like superheroes, links is in the description below. If you guys want to see more community challenges, links is in the description below. And if you guys want to see my thank you video for 500 subs, which is basically its own series, and it's a whole bunch of comedy, and it's not any kind of walkthrough, it's just definitely something that I feel like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie himself would be very proud to have seen. So that's going to be in the description below. That's called Greatest Story Ever Told. And if you guys could just drop a like on everything you watch, you don't even understand how much that would really mean to me, and how much I really want to grow this channel and community and stuff. Please just like everything and subscribe. All the links are in the description below. Check them out. I promise you guys will be entertained for like friggin' weeks. But just go ham on those links, and go ham on just checking everything out. But thank you guys so much for checking out all this content. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love your faces, and I will see you all in the next video.